All right, let's dive into something you probably don't think about too often, but see literally everywhere. Those trusty emergency exit signs. You know, those illuminated signs that point you towards safety when things go wrong.
Yeah, they're kind of easy to overlook until, of course, you really need them.
Exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so interesting. We're going to explore the market for these crucial safety devices using some really insightful research from a report put together by Cognitive Market Research.
Yeah, and the goal here is to really get to the heart of what's happening in this market, the key trends and insights. Without getting bogged down in all the details of a full report, we want to make this accessible and useful, especially for folks who are already familiar with this space.
Absolutely. So let's start with the big picture. I mean, it might seem like a pretty straightforward product, right? But the numbers paint a picture of a market that's actually quite dynamic. In 2025, the market for emergency exit signs was valued at around 952.6 million US dollars.
Yeah, that's a pretty substantial figure. And the projections are even more interesting. By 2033, that number is expected to jump to $1.4 billion with a steady annual growth rate of 5%.
5%, that's pretty impressive, especially for something that on the surface seems pretty simple. What's driving this growth? I mean, what's making this market so active?
Well, the report highlights a few key factors. First and foremost, there's a growing global awareness and concern about safety in all types of buildings. Think about it. As populations grow and buildings become more complex, the need for effective safety measures becomes even more paramount.
Right. It's not just about having an exit sign, it's about ensuring that the entire system is robust and reliable.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you've got the continuing urbanization trend happening worldwide. More and more people are moving to cities, which means more buildings are being constructed all the time. And of course, each of those buildings needs to meet safety standards, including emergency exit signage.
So that's a constant driver of demand, really. New construction, new buildings, new needs for these safety systems.
And lastly, and this is a really important point, you've got governments and regulatory bodies worldwide who are implementing stricter and more comprehensive building codes. This is across the board. Commercial buildings, industrial facilities, even residential buildings are subject to increasingly stringent safety regulations.
So it's not just about market forces, it's also about regulatory pressures that are driving the demand for emergency exit signs.
Precisely. And all of this really underscores just how important these signs are. I mean, think about it. In a true emergency situation, whether it's a fire, a power outage, or some other unexpected event, those clearly marked illuminated exit signs can be the difference between a safe evacuation and, well, a much worse outcome. They are literally lifesavers.
Absolutely. So let's delve into the companies that are shaping this critical market. The report identifies several key players, and we're going to start with a name that most people are probably familiar with, Philips. They're known for lighting and consumer electronics, right?
Yeah, Philips is a true global leader in lighting solutions. They're headquartered in Amsterdam, and their reach extends far and wide. In fact, in 2023, their total sales were a staggering 20.9 billion US dollars.
Wow, that's a lot of light bulbs.
Yeah, and a good chunk of that revenue came from their emergency lighting division, which brought in a cool $1.8 billion, giving them a solid 12% market share in the exit sign market.
So they're a significant player in this space. And one of the things that the report highlights about Philips is their focus on high-quality, energy-efficient LED technology.
Absolutely. LED technology has become the gold standard for emergency exit signs, and for good reason. LED lights offer a bunch of advantages over traditional incandescent bulbs.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is energy efficiency. LEDs use way less energy, which is good for the environment and good for a building's operating costs.
Exactly. And then you've got the lifespan. LEDs last significantly longer than traditional bulbs, which means less maintenance and replacement costs over time. But it's not just about saving money. LED lights also offer superior visibility in a variety of conditions. They're brighter, they have a clearer light, and they can be designed to operate effectively in a wider range of temperatures.
Right, because in an emergency situation, you need those signs to be visible no matter what.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting is that Philips is also investing heavily in smart IoT-integrated emergency exit signs. This is where things get really exciting. They're taking a simple concept, the exit sign, and adding a whole new layer of functionality and intelligence.
So what does that look like in practice? What can these smart exit signs actually do?
Well, think about it. With IoT integration, these signs can be networked together and monitored in real time. So imagine a building management system that instantly knows if an exit sign is malfunctioning or if its battery is running low.
Okay, that makes sense. Instead of relying on manual inspections, you have a system that's constantly checking the status of these critical safety devices.
And it goes even further than that. Some of these systems can actually dynamically change the illuminated direction of the exit signs based on real-time information about an emergency. So if there's a fire in a certain part of the building, the system can direct people away from danger and towards the safest exit routes.
That's pretty impressive. So it's not just about illumination anymore, it's about using technology to create a more dynamic and responsive safety system.
Exactly. And Philips is also walking the walk when it comes to sustainability. They're using recyclable materials in their signs, and they're adhering to strict environmental standards in their manufacturing processes.
Which is becoming increasingly important for businesses and organizations that are looking to reduce their environmental impact.
Absolutely. And the report even highlights a specific example of their commitment to innovation, an intelligent exit sign system that can adjust its brightness based on the surrounding light levels.
So if it's bright out, the sign dims down a bit, and if it's dark, it brightens up to ensure maximum visibility. That's smart. It makes the sign more effective and more energy efficient.
Exactly. And Philips isn't just developing these technologies in a vacuum. They're actively partnering with major construction firms to integrate their products into new building projects from the very beginning.
So they're getting in on the ground floor, so to speak, making sure their technology is part of the infrastructure of new buildings.
Precisely. Now, let's shift our focus to another major player in the emergency exit sign market, Schneider Electric. Based in France, they're a global specialist in energy management and automation solutions.
And their footprint in this market is pretty substantial too. In 2023, their total revenue was an impressive 37.5 billion US dollars, and their emergency lighting and safety systems division contributed $2.5 billion to that total. That's a 10% market share.
Yeah, they're a force to be reckoned with. And one of the things that sets Schneider Electric apart is their reputation for reliability and energy efficiency, coupled with a strong focus on meeting international safety standards. They're not cutting corners.
And their product portfolio reflects that commitment to quality and safety. They offer a wide range of exit sign options, including LED, photoluminescent signs, and smart systems that can be integrated into a building's overall management network.
Yeah, they've got all the bases covered. And one of their recent innovations that caught my eye was their introduction of wireless emergency exit signs with advanced battery technology.
Wireless exit signs, that's interesting. What are the advantages there?
Well, for starters, wireless signs are much easier to install. You don't have to worry about running wires through walls and ceilings, which can be a major headache, especially in older buildings.
Right, especially if you're retrofitting an existing building with new safety systems.
Exactly. And the advanced battery technology means that these signs can provide longer and more reliable backup power during outages, which is obviously critical in an emergency situation.
It's not just about having a sign, it's about making sure that sign stays lit when you need it most.
Exactly. And just like Philips, Schneider Electric is committed to sustainability. They're using eco-friendly materials in their products, and they've forged strategic partnerships with global facility management companies.
That makes sense. Those facility management companies are often responsible for maintaining the safety systems in large commercial buildings, so it's a natural fit.
Right. They're the ones who are on the ground making sure these systems are functioning properly. So with Schneider Electric, it seems like the focus is on creating robust, easily manageable, and environmentally sound solutions.
Okay, let's move on to another major player, Eaton, headquartered in Ireland. They're a global leader in power management solutions, and their emergency lighting products, including exit signs, are a key part of their portfolio.
Yeah. Eaton is a big name in the industry. In 2023, their emergency lighting segment generated $1.4 billion in revenue, giving them a 9% market share.
So they're right up there with Philips and Schneider Electric in terms of size and influence. What's their main focus in the exit sign market?
Eaton really prioritizes safety and reliability above all else. Their exit signs use LED technology, they're built to withstand tough conditions, and they comply with all the relevant global safety regulations.
So they're not cutting corners on quality or safety.
Nope. And they offer a good range of products too. They've got your basic surface-mounted and recessed signs, but they also offer more sophisticated integrated systems for larger facilities.
So they can cater to a variety of needs and building types. And the report mentions a recent advancement from Eaton, self-testing and diagnostic exit signs.
Oh yeah, that's a cool feature. Instead of relying on manual inspections to check if the signs are working properly, these signs can actually test themselves automatically and flag any issues.
So it takes the guesswork out of maintenance and helps to ensure that the signs are always ready to do their job. That's a great example of how technology can enhance safety.
And it saves a lot of time and effort for building managers.
The report also mentioned that Eaton secured a big contract in 2023 for a transportation infrastructure project.
Yeah, that speaks to their ability to handle large-scale deployments. They're not just making exit signs for office buildings, they're supplying critical safety equipment for major infrastructure projects.
Okay, so Eaton is all about dependable, low-maintenance solutions that can scale to meet the demands of large and complex projects. Now, let's talk about Thomas & Betts, a division of ABB Ltd., based in the USA. They specialize in electrical components and safety systems.
They're a major player in the U.S. market. In 2023, their emergency lighting division brought in $950 million in revenue, giving them an 8% market share.
So a very respectable slice of the pie. What are their key strengths?
Well, Thomas & Betts is known for building durable products, their use of advanced LED technology, and their focus on making their products easy to install.
So they're thinking about the end user, the electrician who's actually installing these signs.
Exactly. They want to make the process as straightforward as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And one of their most innovative products is their line of photoluminescent exit signs.
Photoluminescent. Remind me how those work again.
Sure, photoluminescent signs don't need any electricity at all. They absorb light during normal conditions and then glow in the dark when the power goes out.
Ah, that's right. So they're like a completely independent backup system. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it makes them a really good option for places where power outages are a concern or wiring is difficult or impractical. And of course, they're very energy efficient and environmentally friendly because they don't use any electricity.
And Thomas & Betts has a wide reach. Their products are used in all kinds of settings. Commercial buildings, industrial facilities, schools, hospitals, you name it.
And just like some of the other companies we've discussed, they're actively collaborating with contractors to get their products specified in new building projects.
Smart move. It's about building relationships and getting your products into the hands of the people who are making the decisions.
And the report highlights some of their recent innovations, including vandal-resistant signs, which are great for high-traffic areas where signs might be prone to damage.
So they're thinking about the practical challenges of real-world environments.
Yep. So Thomas & Betts is all about robustness, ease of implementation, and energy independence. Now, last but not least, we have Jiangmen Minhua, headquartered in China. They're a major manufacturer of all sorts of emergency lighting products, including exit signs.
And they're a significant player on the global stage. In 2023, their total sales hit $620 million, with $180 million of that coming specifically from emergency exit signs. That's a 7% market share.
They're definitely making their mark. Their approach is really interesting. They focus on affordability, energy efficiency, and compliance with international safety standards.
So they're trying to hit that sweet spot of price and performance.
Exactly. And they invest heavily in research and development to constantly improve their offerings. One of their latest innovations that's mentioned in the report is their ultra-slim LED exit signs with extended battery life.
Ultra slim. So they're thinking about aesthetics as well as functionality.
Yeah, and longer battery life is always a good thing. It adds to the reliability of the signs. And these signs also offer customization options, so customers can get signs that fit their specific needs.
So they're combining cost effectiveness with cutting-edge features and customization options. That's a pretty compelling package.
And it seems to be working. They're expanding their global presence through partnerships and participation in international trade shows.
So they're really making a push to reach new markets.
Okay, so we've taken a good look at these major players in the emergency exit sign market, and we've seen that they each have their own strengths and strategies. What were the key criteria that cognitive market research used to compare these companies? It'd be helpful to understand what factors are most important in this market.
The report actually used several key criteria to compare the companies, giving a pretty comprehensive overview of their strengths and weaknesses. Of course, revenue and market share are important indicators as they show how well each company is doing right now.
Right, those are the basic metrics of success.
But beyond that, they looked at the breadth and depth of each company's product portfolio. Are they offering a wide range of LED signs, solar-powered signs, smart signs? The more variety they have, the better they can serve different needs and market segments.
So it's about having the right products for the right customers. Exactly. And technological innovation was another big factor. How much are these companies investing in research and development? Are they coming up with new and innovative features? Energy efficiency was a particular focus here.
Right, because that's a major selling point for a lot of customers.
Absolutely. And then they also look at global presence. How well established are these companies in different parts of the world? Do they have a strong distribution network? Have they formed strategic partnerships with key players in different regions?
So it's not just about being successful in your home market, it's about having a global reach.
And finally, they looked at investments in research and development and the strategic alliances that these companies have formed. Are they investing in the future? Are they building relationships that will help them grow?
So it's about looking beyond current sales figures and understanding where these companies are headed in the long term.
Exactly. It's about assessing their potential for continued growth and innovation. Now, it's not just about the big players. The report also highlights some emerging players who are shaking things up and posing a potential threat to the established giants.
So who are these up-and-comers who are making waves in the market?
Well, one company that's definitely worth watching is Hubbell, based in the U.S. They're gaining a lot of traction with their focus on innovative and highly energy-efficient LED solutions.
So they're going after that sweet spot of advanced technology and environmental friendliness.
Exactly. And they're also committed to cost effectiveness, which makes their products appealing to a wide range of customers. They're particularly strong in the North American market.
So they're building a solid foundation in a major market. Who else is on the rise?
Another interesting company is NVC, a manufacturer from China. They're experiencing rapid growth thanks to their ability to offer very competitive pricing and their impressive production capacity.
So they're leveraging economies of scale to offer attractive prices.
Exactly. And that's allowed them to penetrate both developed and emerging markets quite effectively. They're not just focusing on one region or one type of customer.
Okay, so we've got Hubbell pushing innovation and sustainability, and NVC competing on price and volume. Who else is in the mix?
Another U.S.-based company, Acuity Brands, is really making a name for themselves in the smart IoT-integrated exit sign segment. They're going after that high-tech niche of the market.
So they're betting on the future of connected buildings and intelligent safety systems.
Exactly. Then from Europe, we have Benelux, headquartered in Italy. They're expanding across Europe by focusing on high-quality, durable signs that meet the strict regulatory requirements of that region.
So they're playing to their strengths, leveraging their expertise in European standards and their reputation for reliability.
And finally, there's Bigelli, also from Italy, who are gaining traction with their energy-saving, eco-friendly designs and innovative features. They're actively expanding into the Asia-Pacific and Latin American markets.
So they're looking beyond Europe and targeting high-growth regions. It seems like these emerging players are really challenging the established companies from all angles.
Absolutely. They're competing on cost, technology, regional expertise, and specialized features. It's a very dynamic market.
So if someone was thinking about entering this market, or maybe they're already in it and want to up their game, what are the key guidelines for success? What does the report recommend?
Well, the report emphasizes a few key areas. First and foremost, continued innovation in energy-efficient and environmentally friendly solutions is absolutely essential. As global awareness of environmental issues grows and energy costs continue to rise, demand for LED and solar-powered exit signs is only going to increase.
So it's about being on the leading edge of technology and sustainability.
Exactly. And then the integration of smart technologies like IoT connectivity for real-time monitoring and automated alerts is a big differentiator. This is especially important for larger commercial and industrial buildings where system-wide management is highly valued.
Right. It's about adding value beyond just basic illumination. It's about creating a more intelligent and responsive safety system.
And of course, sourcing affordable yet high-quality materials is crucial. You need to be able to offer competitive pricing without compromising on the reliability and safety that are so important in this product category.
So it's about striking that balance between cost and quality.
Exactly. And there's a growing need for customizable solutions that can be tailored to the specific requirements of different building types. Hospitals, airports, schools, they all have their unique needs, so being able to offer flexible and adaptable solutions is a big plus.
It's about understanding your customers and providing solutions that meet their specific challenges.
And modular designs that are easy to install and maintain are also becoming increasingly popular. They offer a lot of flexibility and make it easier for building managers to keep their systems up to date.
So ease of use and flexibility are key considerations.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the Asia-Pacific region. With its rapid urbanization and economic growth, it represents a huge growth opportunity for companies that can effectively enter and serve those markets.
So it's about having a global perspective and being able to adapt to different market conditions.
And finally, the report emphasizes the importance of sustainability and eco-friendly features. Using recyclable materials, designing for minimal maintenance, these things aren't just good for the environment, they're also a strong selling point for customers who are looking to reduce their environmental impact.
So it's about aligning your business with the values of your customers.
Exactly. So to sum it up, the key guidelines for success in the emergency exit sign market are continuous innovation, smart technology integration, cost-effective sourcing, customization targeting high-growth regions, and a strong commitment to sustainability.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We've explored the market, looked at the major players, identified emerging trends, and even discussed some key strategies for success. So what are the big takeaways here?
Well, I think the main takeaway is that the emergency exit sign market, while it might seem like a simple product category, is actually a very dynamic and evolving space. There's a lot of innovation happening, there's a lot of competition, and there's a lot of growth potential.
And it's a market that's being shaped by a lot of factors, including rising safety concerns, stricter regulations, and of course, the ever-advancing march of technology.
Absolutely. And the companies that are going to succeed in this market are the ones that are embracing these changes and are constantly looking for ways to innovate and improve their offerings.
Right. It's about being agile, adaptable, and forward-thinking.
And it's about understanding the needs of your customers and providing solutions that are not just effective, but also sustainable and cost-effective.
So for anyone who's involved in this market, whether you're a manufacturer, a distributor, or even a building manager, the key takeaway is to stay informed, stay innovative, and stay ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. This is a market that's only going to get more competitive and more complex, so the companies that are willing to invest in research and development, build strong partnerships, and stay focused on the needs of their customers are the ones that are going to thrive.
Excellent points. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with something to think about. Given the rapid pace of technological advancement, especially in areas like the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence, how might emergency exit signs evolve in the future?
That's a great question. I mean, we're already seeing signs that are becoming more intelligent and more connected, but what if we could take that even further? What if exit signs could actually communicate with each other and with other building systems to provide real-time, dynamic guidance during an emergency?
Right. Imagine a system that could not only illuminate the path to safety, but could also adapt to changing conditions within a building, taking into account things like the location of the fire, the presence of smoke or other hazards, and even the movement of people within the building.
That's a pretty compelling vision of the future. And it's not that far-fetched. The technology is already there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of putting it all together and creating a truly intelligent and responsive safety system.
Well, that's a great point to end on. Food for thought for anyone who's working in this exciting and evolving field. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of emergency exit signs.